Football has come a long way in Canada. Can you walk us through a bit on the sport development in the country?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we had a couple of hard times back then because we didn't have a lot of elite players playing Champions League or in Europe. We didn't even have our professional league, our own professional league. We only had a couple of teams in the MLS. We still have those teams in the MLS. We have Montreal, Vancouver, and Toronto. But from the past couple of years, we have our own league, the CPL. And there was like this big gap from university to the MLS where like players that didn't have enough quality couldn't find themselves. And now with CPL, it's easier to make that bridge and make the Canadian players have a development that makes them succeed. So yeah, hard times, but now we're fighting for more opportunities.
What role does football play in the country compared with other sports?
There's other sports like hockey, basketball. To be honest, those sports are bigger in Canada. But we're fighting. We're making our path. I think now being in the World Cup, the second time in the country's history, I think it is a big part of our growth. And I think a lot of little kids now grow and they really think about being Alfonso Davis, Jonathan David as well. So, I mean, we're on a good way for sure.
Thanks. You sorry.
Nah.
How do Canadian fans view your success and the success of other Canadian players playing in Europe?
They enjoy watching it, to be honest. They enjoy watching it. I haven't been in Canada for a long time, only for camps, but what I read from social media is that they're very interested in watching our games. If it's me at Porto, Alfonso Davis, Bayern, Jonathan David at Lille, or Tejan, Kyle at Bruges, they all wake up early to see the games, and I mean that's important for us to feel that love back in Canada, and we're trying to grow a path here for Canadians that are in Canada and they want to live this dream, and we're just here trying to represent them and say that Canada really has good football players.
Stephanie, you were part of the squad that reached the World Cup for the first time in 36 years. That says a lot about the development of the sport in the country.
Yeah, for sure. In the past couple of World Cups, we never succeeded in qualifying, and with this golden generation, I can say, we went from the first stage, and we were always first in all the groups, even at the Ocho and the CONCACAF, we qualified first, and I mean it's been a very good progress. It's been a very good it's a good history that we've been growing. We started from zero and now we made it to the World Cup, and I think we have all the capacity to make another big World Cup in 4 years from now because we're going to play at home.
How does it feel to be one of the players starting at the top European club?
It feels amazing, to be honest. As a kid, I always wanted to play for Porto, and to be able to play for Porto and to play in the Champions League is a dream come true. When I hear the anthem of the Champions League before the games, it's really a really nice feeling. So, I mean, I'm just trying to work it. I'm just trying to grow my path and just trying to inspire other Canadians that really want to be on this level.
What does it mean for North America to have so many players playing in Europe, from Canada, from the United States? How important is that?
It's important because it brings the CONCACAF level a little bit higher, and then when we play these World Cups and these international tournaments, there's not a big gap. So what I feel is that we still have to try to do it better. We still have to have more Canadians in the Champions League, and that will create more competition between ourselves, and the soccer in Canada is going to grow if we do that. Who is that? Ciao. It's our assistant coach. Some breathing.
Thank you. How proud are you of playing for Canada and representing the country in the Champions League?
Oh, I'm very proud, to be honest. It's the country I was born. I mean, the connection I feel with Canada is something I can't explain. It's beyond words. So I have that pressure of representing Canada in the Champions League, yes, for sure. But what I really want to do is inspire different types of players and all these kids that are growing in Canada to really make them believe that it's possible to be at this level or even higher. And that's what I'm trying to do, me and my colleagues, for sure.
What do you think about your Canada teammates who are also excelling in the UCL?
Oh, yeah, we have Alfonso Davies, as I said, Jonathan David. We have Tejan, Kyle. I don't think I'm missing somebody, but we have a Tibad Chinson that he's not in the Champions League anymore, but you know, he has a lot of games for the Champions League. I mean, it feels great to see my colleagues succeed in the Champions League, and what I really want them to do is just make it as further possible, and obviously at the end I want Porto to win. No, no, tranquilo.
We'll just wait for him to leave and then, yeah, and that's all good. Okay.
Stefan, how was it growing up in Canada? What are your early memories?
A lot of snow, I can tell you that for sure. In Canada, I used to play summer leagues because of the temperature. You know, we couldn't play in the winter. So it's a very calm winter where it's just school, home school, and then when the summer comes, a lot of football. Those 3 months I have a lot of football. I have good memories. I still have a lot of friends there. Part of my family is still there, and my brother works there. So yeah, I love Canada, and it's with a smile that I remember my past there.
Did you always play football, or did you try any other sport?
I tried, but didn't succeed. So because of my parents, especially my dad, he played football back then, and even being in Canada, we always played football, me and my brother. I tried another sport. I tried basketball. It was too short. I tried hockey, but it was too fast for me. So, you know, I just try to follow my brother and my father's steps, playing football. Here I am.
How did you feel when you finally joined Porto? Dream come true?
Yeah, for sure. Dream come true. Biggest club in Portugal, a club with a lot of history, respected in Europe and in the world, and that's all a player wants, is to represent a club like that. So I'm very happy to be here, and I'm here to succeed.
I imagine it also meant a lot to your family.
For sure. It's been a long time, you know, a long path. They were with me every step of the journey, every club I was at, every game I had, every practice I had, they were there. So, you know, for them to see me be at the top of the Portugal level, you know, makes them very happy, and it makes me happy that they are happy.
Do you think there's more interest in the way you play for Porto, taking into account Canada's determination to develop on the international stage?
Yeah, to be honest, the pressure that we have is the pressure that we put on ourselves, you know, because Canada is not a, we say soccer, but it's not a football country. There's not really that pressure of, you know, getting big results in big stages. The only pressure that we put on ourselves is that pressure, you know, that, oh no, okay, so we're not a soccer country, but here we are to make things change, and we really want to have that pressure ourselves, because that's the only way we can achieve big things, is to put pressure on ourselves, you know. And we want the media, we want the social media to follow us, we want the fans to follow us, because that's the only way that we can succeed.
Can you tell us a bit on your development as a player, especially after joining Porto and
Yeah.
winning the Champions League?
Yeah, I could tell I was always a hard worker, you know, on the previous clubs I've been. But at this level, at Porto, I really tried to be on another level, you know, with all my aggressiveness in the final third, trying to make more goals, trying to make more assists. I think a player that has goals and assists, his value grows a lot, you know, and just the level of confidence I have right now, because I really have good numbers for the amount of months we have this season, and I'm confident, you know, I'm ready to try to push for another level, and that's what I'm trying to do here right now. So we still have half the season to go, but I'm really looking forward to it.
Porto excelled in the group stage. Can you talk us a bit about that?
It was a hard group stage, to be honest. You know, the first 2 games we didn't do any point. We were 0 points. People were already telling us that, you know, just forget Champions League, Europe League, or even nothing. But as I said, the pressure we put on ourselves is the most important. We knew we had quality to pass. So yeah, to pass in first place with all these big teams, you know, Bayern Leverkusen, Atletico, and Bruges, to play with all these teams and pass first, it's really a very big level for us. And we always knew that we could do it. We just had to work very hard, and I'm glad we did.
We had Stefan scoring. How does it feel to score a goal in the Champions League?
Amazing, amazing. Any goal is amazing to score, obviously, but in the Champions League it's quite special because of all the media that comes around with it. But it's just a level, and the Champions League is, for me, one of, or even the best competition there is. So to be able to have my name on the score sheet is amazing.
What are your personal ambitions for the future, both for Porto and for football in North America in general?
Sounds good. For Porto, just win all the national competitions and go as further possible in the Champions League. Obviously, I wanted to win everything. I think we're capable of doing that. And for Canada, we have 2 major tournaments now in the summer. We have Nations League and we have Gold Cup. And obviously, now that we qualified first in CONCACAF for the World Cup, I think we have the team to win those trophies. So yeah, basically win everything. That's it.
Stefan, finally, a bit of advice for a young kid who is starting now in Canada and wants to play in the Champions League.
Just keep digging, you know. It's never gonna be easy. It's not gonna be easy. And even if you have to leave your comfort zone, just do it, because there's not a lot of possibilities to do that in Canada. And if you have to move to Europe or somewhere else, just do it. Don't be afraid. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, but at least you tried.
Perfect.
Can I just ask one question?
Yeah.
Sorry. You mentioned about your dad, that he played football, so how much did he influence you? Like, were you already interested, or did you see him playing and you were like, oh, I want to do this?
I didn't have the opportunity to see my dad play, but obviously my dad kind of passed it to my brother, and my brother is really the guy that I follow, is really my idol, and I followed all his steps. And you know, to be honest, my dad and my mother was just like, you do whatever you want, but obviously it's in our blood, you know, to play football. And I'm just happy I did this, and I'm happy that I play at this level, the level that my dad never accomplished to play, and I know I made him proud, and my mother as well, so I'm very happy for that.